Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while. It's actually been a really long time. I am very sorry for not recording. Been kinda lazy because recently I found out that I'm gonna be a father, and I've been kinda stressed out about that, so I am sorry. And that's how I wanted to start this video off, is by letting everybody know what's going on and why I may not be recording as much in the upcoming future. What I do want to say is I'm not going to stop. That's never been my plan. I've always wanted to do this, and I will continue to do so. So if anybody was wondering, that's what's going on. And if you did care, thanks for caring. Alright, so back to what we've been doing. Alright, I don't know where we left off. I'm pretty sure that I finished the 3-card bounty quest. So I was finishing some stuff up here. Let's continue that by doing some of these. I'll go ahead and tick this part off. Oh wait, he's all the way in Camp Forlorn Hope now, ain't he? Uh-oh. Wait, why is it just saying they're just outside the door? Genuinely concerned here. It's always that first loading screen. Please don't crash.
One of the ranger vets looked at me and I just about surrendered.
I heard you killed Driver Nafai. My team would have liked to get a shot at him, but we're still glad he's dead. I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I think she'll actually stick with the treatment because of what you said. I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You settled that. Do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming. I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her.
Patrolling them.
So we aren't gonna finish this one yet, so I'm gonna finish as much as I possibly can. And I'm gonna try to do it pretty quickly because I'm wanting to do another series on Dust. And if you haven't heard of that, just look on the workshop, you'll find it. Or on the Nexus, I mean. Just look it up. And it's a pretty fun mod. It goes against everything. Like, it messes with every single one of these things. All the quests, all the companions, and everything. So, I mean, I'm not even sure if some of the quest or some of the DLC companions would even be available. I'm not sure. So I guess we'll see. Because it messes with all the DLCs, all companions, and almost all NPCs. So I may actually have to make a custom companion for this. Okay, let's do... Okay, let's go ahead and get this DLC done, actually. That would probably be a good start. Let me make sure I actually have some carrying weight. 240. Alright. Let's just use this one. So, to fill you guys in, if you didn't know, at the moment I'm looking at getting a part-time job. Well, not technically part-time with the hours I'll be putting in, but I'll be making $15 an hour and bringing home almost $1,000 every week after taxes are taken out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm planning on getting this job for a while, and I'm gonna build a PC, actually. I'm planning on upgrading the
That
one
guy
I've
Benny
got.
was a piece of work.
And I'm going to...
I'll make my way there.
I'm gonna build this PC. I've already looked up the parts that I'm gonna get for it. I'm going to get the new NVIDIA GTX 3090, I think it is. I know it's a 3090, but I'm not sure the full name of it. And it's another NVIDIA motherboard that I'm gonna get for it. And let's see, was that all? I'm gonna get a Core i9 processor. And in total, it's gonna cost me about $2,900 for those parts, not counting the parts that I'm gonna need for the power supply and the cooling units and all that. But by the time I'm done with it, it will be a beast of a machine, and that's what I'm hoping for, is for it to just be an awesome computer. It'll run this like butter. Like, my computer does pretty good at running this game with the mods that are installed, but if I can find a way, any way at all, to make it better, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna work there probably 6-7 months, maybe more, save up as much as I can, and probably buy another car. Honestly, that's what I need to do. Maybe go to police auction and buy a V8 Dodge Charger with the 4 doors, all-wheel drive, for probably $4,000. Because that's about how much my dad paid for a Dodge Charger that we got last year at a police auction. So, yeah, I'd say I could probably bid for one and win it for that, maybe. Hopefully I can turn this into a actual, something that pays. That way I can spend time with this kid whenever it comes. That's my whole hope for this. Alright, so 20 of these posters. Go ahead and grab that. Unlock prototype bot pod. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I think my thumbnails are getting better.
Ralphie, fly far,
Even if it
fast.
isn't by a lot. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, I don't think. I'm not going to read any of this because this is just a remake of a companion in the base game. So I'm just going to click through it as fast as I possibly can, pass as many speech checks as I can. But if I take Ed E as a companion, then the best thing about doing this DLC is that he now is technically a traveling workbench, so I can use him to make ammo and get free ammo. These things are super useful. 6,000 caps and plenty of aid items. All kinds of stuff here. All kinds of ammo too. Nice. See, now we explored a little bit of another mod that I made earlier in this series. We haven't even come to the end of it yet. Not yet. Every single DLC except for Honest Hearts and Dead Money, obviously, does not have, or let's see, all DLCs except for Old World Blues, I believe, doesn't have a safe house, which doesn't really make sense for some of them because, for example, with the Divide, you can always come back here. No matter what, as long as you haven't finished the game yet, you can always come back to this DLC. And the same thing for Old World Blues, so why wasn't there some kind of safe house in Lonesome Road? I think that would have been cool to add, personally. Maybe not. But I think it would have been pretty cool. So, a part of the mod that I made is actually adding exactly that. And I didn't add it until late, but it's still a part of it. There was something that I remembered. Let's see, it was right over here if I'm not mistaken. Not there. It was this door. Oh yeah, ammo boxes. See, I did something unique. I'm not going to go too into detail about my main mod that I'm focusing on right now, but I tried to rebuild one of these bunkers, or silos, whatever you want to call them. Tried to rebuild them. That's why I remembered that this was here, was because I remember trying to rebuild this specific part of this cell, and I tried to. This one I couldn't rebuild. I tried my hardest and I couldn't do it. Now maybe if I get my mod to where it's in a playtesting state, maybe some will be able to see what I'm talking about.